All right.
Was there a countdown? Do we get a countdown?
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Are we doing intros?
Let's do intros.
Welcome to the world of Green Sea. That's all I got.
Thanks, Gloomy
Good intro.
Steve. It actually doesn't say Gloomy Steve on the. It doesn't show the DM's name on the stream. I think
It does not.
Jonathan / Kaylin, right? So yeah, Tom there is our DM, showing to us right now in Tabletop as Gloomy Steve, but he plays all the characters that aren't us. I'm Ben, developer on Tabletop. Do a lot of the server side and front end development on the app. Not the UI UX stuff that John will tell you about that, but make stuff work in the front end. My character is Rafos. I am a cleric of battle. Kind of sit back and kick some butt and heal people when they get their butts kicked.
Thanks, Ben. I'm Justin. Tabletop was my crazy idea. Like 2 years ago. I got started building the transcription engine, the AI for the summary engine, and a lot of the nuts and bolts under the hood. And I don't know. I'm generally the guy with the crazy ideas, and I make Ben and Jonathan bring them to life. And I am playing Maltark, a high elf wizard. He is up there in age. He has seen some shit, and he's kind of sarcastic and does not give a shit. But he's been traveling with this band of adventurers or mercenaries for quite some time and having fun with it.
Yes, and I'm Jonathan. I do the UI, the UX, tend to end up doing the CSS and a lot of the front end stuff, trying to make things usable and pretty, usually successful at it too. I'm playing Kaylin, a human fighter, and I don't know, simple character, simple tools, except for when his tools get melted by big gooey messes. But yeah. And we are 2 or 3 sessions into this campaign, but we thought we'd show off the streaming capabilities of Tabletop and kind of where this stands now. So if you are watching this, you're watching this through OBS, but everything you are seeing is generated from our system and sent through OBS and saved as a file currently, but we can use all the OBS features. If anybody else wants to mention anything, but yeah.
I'm sure we'll add links down below or wherever to how you can join Tabletop on your own, start your own campaigns, and have fun. Tom, I think you gave us a quick intro to the world we're in, but not about yourself.
I'm Tom, or Tabletop Tom, depending on which social media platform or Discord channel I'm in. I don't develop anything, but I do a little bit of testing and run most of my games in Tabletop. So I'm just here for a free VTT. I did want to give a shout out to Jonathan for setting up the streaming stuff. All the video recording is his doing. So thank you, Jonathan.
Absolutely. I'm excited about this. This is our first time too. So there's going to be a learning curve for everybody. We are not streamers by default. So this is all new.
Out of our comfort zone. I do think to Ben's point, it's important to emphasize that everything you see here is currently available for free while we're in early access, and you can get there at tabletop.com using the links below.
And I'll just say, I watch my YouTube videos on 2 times speed. So if that's what you want to do watching this stream just to see what it's about, go for it. I'm good with that.
It'll work. Should we do the recap?
Let's do the recap.
All right. So if you're using audio through Tabletop, you'll get a handy dandy session notes and recap put together after each session once everybody leaves. Really handy if you take as bad of notes as I do. So I strongly recommend checking it out. Our last session from January 31st. During the session, the adventurers found themselves in a forest standoff with guards led by Lady Verda After a tense encounter, 2 party members were escorted away while the rest were led to a room with the bodies of fallen cultists and 2 survivors. Lady Verda prompted a discussion about recent events and the prisoners from the train, leading to a confrontation with a cultist named Harold. Harold revealed the cult's motives and base location, and it was discovered that the cultists were doppelgangers. The group considered hunting down the escaped cultists and identifying any potential shapeshifters among them. The following day, Lady Verda announced a trip to the city. Kaelin, growing suspicious, warned the group and confronted Lady Verda, resulting in an uneasy standoff. The session ended on a cliffhanger with the party's plans for future action and their fate left uncertain.
Okay,
All right.
so if I recall correctly, at the end of the session, Kaelin pulled Lady Verda aside and said something like, "I know what you are."
That sounds about right.
Always stirring up trouble.
I think it was, let's see. I don't know if it was pulled her aside. I think you just stopped and announced it. And it was, I know who you are and I know what you are.
Well, I think in response to that, Maltark is going to turn to Kaelin and say, "Of course you know what she is. She's wonderful. She's been our host, and she's escorting us to the city. What in the gods' names are you thinking?"
Go ahead and roll persuasion or deception.
I'm not very good at either. Let's see. We'll do. I'm going to do deception because Maltark does. No, you know what? I'm going to do persuasion because Maltark is not all that perceptive of what other people are thinking, and he's probably hasn't bought in yet. That's not bad. 13. Not that good.
All right. So as Kaelin calls her out, she's going to sort of shoot a steely glance over at Maltark and then back to Kaelin, and she's going to say, "Tell me, Kaelin, who am I and what am I?" And she's gonna take a step closer to you.
In a hushed whisper, but loud enough that my compatriots can hear, I'm going to say, "There's a reason we're not going to the city, isn't there?" Because always answering a question with a question always works.
She's going to say, "You're coming to the city one way or another." She's going to turn towards the 2 knights that are above the restrained Bandander and Mick, and she's going to say, "Kill the prisoners, seize them," and you guys need to roll for initiative.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Boom.
And I'm going to metagame for a second because I may have broken our dice rolling. It's not timing out properly, is it?
No, you can click them to dismiss them.
Oh.
So you refresh. Yeah, we should mention the stream because this is, we're the developers of the app, so we also talk about some stuff that's that we're seeing, taking some notes, etc. One thing, Jonathan, in the stream, do we see the turn order? I don't think we do, right?
We do not see the turn order, correct.
So maybe an option we want to add at some point.
Yeah. Well, we've got Bandander at 23, Kaelin and Maltark tied for 22, followed by Mick, a token that I'm not going to mention. You've got Verda, you've got Gloomy Steve, and then you've got Rafos.
You mean Zombie Knight?
Who was the one you're not going to mention again?
Do you see do you see everybody's rolls?
Yes.
I thought so.
So that's why we need rolling in private, hidden rolls, right? That's a feature request.
Oh well, in the VTT, not the streaming one. Do you see anybody?
Yeah.
Mick and Verda.
I'm sorry. Repeat that last bit.
No, in the game, no.
Oh no, we don't see. No, we do not see tokens. We saw the die rolls. Though.
We see the die roll though. Yeah.
Yeah, the die roll comes up. That's all right. That's why it's buried over in the corner.
I barely even read it. That's a bad roll though. -1.
Was it? Was it really that bad? Oh yeah. Yeah, that must be something different. All right. Are we ready?
Ready for what is the question?
Yeah.
Tom, can you
I
remind
thought we
me
were going to the city.
Tom, can you remind me where Bantander and Mick and Gloomy Steve's hidden? Were Bantander and Mick in pretty good shape? I know they're tied up, but were they injured when we saw them last night?
They actually looked okay. They didn't have any weapons with them, but they did look okay. Just bound up.
Okay.
Let's see. So Bandander's up first. He is going to pull a disengage, and then he is going to attempt to scuttle away. He's still bound, but he's not being grappled. So he is going to disengage and scoot away that way. And then, let's see, he's going to try and break out of his binds. Actually, not too bad. We'll see. 16. Okay, so you see he sort of squirms his way out of some of the ropes as he runs off, but puts some distance between himself and the knights, leaving poor Mick for now. That brings us to Kaelin. Kaelin, you've got Verda sort of standing over you, and as she approached you, you can see she sort of grew somewhat in stature. The closer she is, you realize now that it seems a little darker, a little dimmer near her. And it's not pleasant.
Well, I think the obvious thing is I'm gonna draw my greatsword and attack. I mean, it seems like an obvious thing since I've been threatened with being bound and carried off to who knows where. So,
yes, it's safe to say she's threatening.
Safe. All right.
Off to a good start.
Off to an excellent start.
So as you take a swing, the first one, you just sort of feel it catch as she puts her hand up, and you feel the scratching of claws that you can't see against the blade.
All right. Well, luckily I have extra attack, so I can attack twice whenever I take an attack. So we're gonna swing a second time here.
There you go.
All right, that one hits.
This is non-magical slashing, which probably doesn't bode well for me, but.
All right, so 8 slashing.
8 slashing.
All right. You see she sort of steps back as you rip the greatsword free of her seemingly clawed hand, and she cackles for a moment as the sort of color drains out of her face, and her skin almost just like falls off in like little meat particles, and in its place is just the visage of a gnarled old woman with sort of glowing orange eyes. And she says, "You're coming with me to the city. You're all coming with me to the city."
Interesting. Not a shape changer. So I didn't know what she was. Still.
Okay, for effort. Bringing us to Maltark.
Okay. Do I have line of sight to Verda from where I am, or is this tree blocking my view?
You can see under the tree.
Okay. Based on her shedding skin and Maltark having been around the block, would I know what she is, or have any sense of what's going on here? Arcana, I'm good at. 21.
This is a night hag.
Night hack. Okay.
This is textbook night hag stuff.
And just based on that, would I think that the guards are actually guards, or are they something else?
Give me a little perception check.
Perception check. Not great.
Okay. Guards just look like guards for now.
Okay. Then I'm gonna take 2 steps forward here. And this guard, I don't know how I get the numbers.
Shift 3.
Number 4. So guard number 4 here, I am going to reach out and cast Shocking Grasp and try to Vulcan neck pinch him.
All right.
So is he wearing metal armor?
Yes. Yeah, you can see they've got up close. You can see they're a little worn, little beat up, but they've got something like a breastplate on.
Okay, 26 to hit. Mhm. 10 points of lightning damage.
All right. As you Vulcan neck pinch him, you can see that his head sort of flings back, and as he pulls his skull forward, you can see that all the skin on his face is gone, and he's a bit more grisly and gristly than he was a moment ago.
Okay. Lovely. Okay. I think that's it for me.
All right. Brings us to Mick, who is going to sort of flop on the ground and say, Bandander, where'd you go? Don't go without me. Help me with these binds. And he's going to glance over at the zombie knight, and then back at the other knight, sort of warily. And then he is going to, okay, with his hands bound, he can't do much, but he will. He's going to use his action to disengage as well, and he's going to squirm after Bandander into the bushes, and he just sort of holds his binds up to Bandander, who's now free. And you can hear the two talking amongst themselves. Bringing us to old Auntie Verda here. And she is going to look at Kaylin. And she says, this could have been so easy. Said you could have just come with us and we could have worked something out, but you've gone and spoiled it all because you thought you knew what you were doing. And you can see as she sort of stretches back up and her bones sort of crack and grind, and she brings up her hands and you can see they're clawed with big black claws, and she's going to slash out at you for 21 to hit.
That would hit.
For 12 damage, 12 slashing damage.
Yeah.
And then she is she's going to look back at the knights and say, you finish them, I'll take care of this one. And then that brings us down to Gloomy Steve, who is still perched up behind the camp, having witnessed what has gone on. And he's going to switch his eye patch from one eye to the other and then take aim with his crossbow and fire off at Auntie Verda. For a 26 to hit.
Good job, Gloomy Steve.
Gloomy Steve.
And then he's going to throw some sneak attack damage in there for 17 damage. And you can see the crossbow bolt sort of rip through the foliage and bite into Auntie Verda's back. And you hear a sort of sizzle as she hunches over hunches over towards you, Kaylin, and then whips her head back almost 180 like an owl, and sort of screams as she looks at Gloomy Steve and says, "You!" Bring us to Raphos.
Tom, can you do me a little right click on that Scully Knight dude and show that to us? Would you mind?
Let's see. Show to players.
Nice.
All right.
Grizzly.
That seems definitively undead, right?
Yes. As an expert, you know.
What was your first hint?
All right, you can hide that again. All right, I am going to cast my spiritual weapon first as a bonus action. If you wouldn't mind bringing that out for me.
Absolutely. There you are.
There's Thor's hammer. I can't control my hammer. Right. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Good.
you can now.
No, we're good. We're good. All right.
More Thor, less hammer.
The hammer's gonna move over and smack at Auntie Verda. Forgive me. When he attacks like me. I should know this by now. My bad. You won?
21 will hit.
Sweet.
This is radiant damage, correct?
Great question. I believe it's radiant. Weapon, radiant damage. Wait.
Is that a 21 to hit or 21
Force
damage?
damage.
Force damage, okay.
8 damage. So it's 21 to hit.
Excellent. All right, so Thor's hammer thuds into her back, but you can still see her eyes are burning as she looks off towards Gloomy Steve, perched in the bushes.
All right, and then I'm going to attempt to turn undead. 16 DC.
That's wisdom saving throw from these guys, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's see. You can see as you start to turn them, they drop their disguises, revealing their undead nature.
They were so nice last night when I was talking to them. So mean. Ooh.
Little dull though.
All right.
Oh,
so
man.
one path. You said DC 16.
DC 16.
Okay. So just the closest one, just 4, succeeds on a saving throw, and the other 3 are turned.
Nice.
So do they move immediately, or do they move on your turn?
Their turn.
Gotcha. We'll go ahead and
Be gone, foul skeleton knight.
we
zombie
can
knights.
now. All right.
And so you said this one is okay. All right, I'm just gonna take a step up. Make sure I don't go after Mick or Bandander.
All right. That brings us to the knights. The Zombie Knight 4 that succeeded is going to charge you and swing with his greatsword for a 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right. Let's see. 4. Did that one come up?
Yeah,
5
because of
points.
the timing issue, you gotta click to clear dice. Otherwise, you won't see new dice rolls.
Oh, gotcha. 5 damage.
Yep. Got it. And I don't believe the hammer requires concentration.
No, concentration. I don't think it does. Does turn undead?
I don't think so. Can you look it up?
No, to turn undead does not require concentration.
Okay. And then with the second attack, he is going to attempt to grab you. Does 19 hit?
It does not.
All right. So he scrabbles at you with one free hand, sort of bits of meat and teeth falling out of his head as he scrabbles at you. But he's unable to get you. And these guys, they're going to move their movement to get away, correct?
Correct.
All right. Sufficiently turned. Maltark, you're in a much better position than you were a few seconds ago.
I sure am.
Comes back
You like
around.
that better than a bless, Maltark?
Comes back around to Bandander, who is going to be free from his binds. And then he is going to just sort of take in everything that's happened and then go to cut the binds off of Mick, the guy with the hat. So he works on his sort of makeshift shackles there and shouts out. He says, "What the hell's going on?" As we go back down to Kalen.
I'm say to Ante Verda, you could have made this easier. We're not making this hard. And I swing at her.
All right. Her attention is elsewhere. Let's see.
Well, it doesn't matter because I am not skilled with my greatsword, apparently.
10 will miss.
But I'll take a second swing and also fail miserably. So
An 11 will miss. As you swing at her, you can see she almost like twists out of the way, and your greatsword only finds like folds of rotten cloth that just sort of deteriorate and shred as you swing at her. Weird gnarled.
Thor seems to have distracted you.
all right. Well, not super skilled here, am I?
You're holding her off pretty good. You're keeping her off the rest of the party.
All right.
Maltark.
All right, so I look at the undead that are running away from me, and I turn to Rayfos and say, "Well met, Rayfos," and take a couple steps over here, and then I am going to cast Catapult at 3rd level, finding a nice, roughly 15-pound block of this crumbling ruin.
All right, not too hard to find.
Nice tall arc up in the air and right down on Auntie Verda's head. So let's see. Catapult. She's going to need to make a dexterity save. 15.
All right. Not so bad. Let's see. 16.
Oh, man. All right.
That
Well,
lady can move.
Yeah. Spry.
that, I think that's all I got. Yeah. Oh, well, that's disappointing. Okay.
You can see the chunk of masonry you flung at her just sort of slams into the ground behind her, taking a few little shrubs with it, sending up a big old spray of dirt.
Okay.
She says, "I'm not that slow, old man." And then you're staying where you are?
I am going to stay here. Yes.
All right. Let's see. Mick the minstrel here is going to dart out a little bit and sort of take a look at the fleeing zombies, and then back the one that's still attacking Rayfos. And he is going to throw off a vicious mockery at him.
Wow.
Let's see, what's that? That's number 4. Zombie Knight 4 just sort of double takes and looks at him, and you can see he's quite hurt. 4, 7 damage. He already looks terrible, but he doesn't look too much worse. Bring us back to Auntie. She's gonna look at the boulder, look back at Kaylin, and then just sort of reach around with her arm sort of twisting behind her back, and she's gonna rip the crossbow bolt out of her back, and you can see the white tip of it just gleaming in the morning light, or the early dawn light, and she's gonna fling it to the ground, and then she is going to disappear. Just sort of blink out of existence.
Oh, bummer.
And then reappear just within the woods here, back at near Gloomy Steve. And then as she sort of chants some unholy rituals, some more of the zombie knights are going to pop up in the surrounding area.
What?
That doesn't seem fair to me.
You started this fight. Bring us to Gloomy Steve, who is going to sort of hear the zombies crawling up out of the ground, and he is going to sort of take a step back, and you can see he's a little out of focus. He switches his eye patch back to the original eye, and then he's going to draw a short sword and attack the zombie closest to him. Two successful hits, no sneak attack, for pretty good damage. 17 points damage for the 2 attacks. The one of them in front of him, Zombie 5, looks a little haggard, but he's still standing. He shouts over to Bandander and Mick, and he says, "Can you fight?" And they sort of cheer back and start looking around for weapons. Bring us down to Raphos.
All right. I'm going to. Oh, what's happening? I'm going to cast Bless at level 2 and bless Maltar, Kaylin, Gloomy Steve, and myself.
All right.
I can add a custom condition for Bless.
You need some green rings that rotate the other way for buffs.
For good stuff. Yep.
Ooh, good idea.
So that was an action, and then bonus action. Thor's hammer is going to swing by Auntie Verda again and take another whack.
All right.
Ooh, how's a 10?
10 will not hit, and you can still see that she is in between planes, and the hammer just sort of whiffs through her a little bit as she solidifies in the material plane.
I'm so sorry, Tom. I get to add D plus D4 to that, right? Because the bless affects my spiritual weapon.
It's all right. You just have to roll higher than a 5.
Oh yeah. I got a 3. How's a 13 total?
13 will miss.
But less so, right?
Yes, less of a miss.
This was closer.
It's a little tangible. Yeah, you catch some cloak, some shreds of cloak.
Alrighty.
That brings us to the zombie knights, who are going to flee. They flee for a full minute, right?
Of game time, not of in-game time, yeah.
Yes, so 10 rounds they're going to flee.
If you want to treat all the rest of them as also turns, that's cool by me.
Someday, maybe they're thinking about it. They missed the first one, but that brings us to the zombie knights over by. We'll do 4 first. Who will continue to grab at Raphos? 13 to hit.
Keep grabbing, buddy. Keep grabbing.
He's going to try. 17 to hit.
No grabbing.
All right. So you're able to fend him off as he sort of desperately pulls at your shield and armor, just sort of hissing and clacking. Bringing us to the other two by Gloomy Steve. First one is going to greatsword him, and it gets caught up in a tree branch, and he drops it, and then he's going to attempt to grab him. But they don't call him Gloomy Steve for nothing. He just sort of blends in with the shadows under the tree and slips away. Bring us to the second one, who's also going to move in, and he's going to try and grab him. Equally terribly. This one. And going for another grab of 14, which is going to miss. So you can see he's holding off the two zombies in the woods there. Bringing us
They're
around.
partially turned. They're partially turned.
They thought about it, yeah. Their heart isn't in it. What's left of their heart isn't in it any longer, but they're rolling under 10. Bandander is going to rush over. He'll rush over to the zombie here, and he is going to pull a dagger out of his boot. And he's going to slash at him.
Man.
Bandander, he's not warmed up. Oh, there you go.
There
You got
we go.
You got a good one. He's going to sink the dagger into the zombie's back for an impressive 4 damage. And you can see he wedges it in between two of the plates. And you just hear the sort of grind of it across some bones, and he pulls it back out and looks at Raphos and just sort of shrugs. Bringing us over to Kaylin.
All right. Well, is this going to be a difficult feat for me to move from here to here? That is 30 feet, as is this.
We'll say you can get on top of the rock wall, so looking down at her. But if you had to move any further, the square would be difficult terrain. So
I could get to there, is what you're telling me?
yes,
That's appropriate. I can do that. Okay, yeah. I'm going to do that. And in theory, I am within striking distance, so I'm going to strike because it's worked so well for me so far.
It's worked so well for everybody.
13.
You're blessed.
13.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm blessed.
Give me D4. This one could count.
1d4. 14.
14 will not hit.
All right, let's
Anything but a 1.
Let's roll. Let's blessed and roll. Oh, that didn't work. Doesn't matter. I'm wait. Oh,
No,
you got
to
roll
roll
a
it.
4.
It could
Roll a
work.
4. There it is.
there it
15 will
is.
hit. The tides are turning.
All right, and I do. They're not turning that much, I guess. 5 points.
I might have actually turned you also.
Could have,
You're
yeah.
partially undead.
Okay, I am going to while we're here, I am going to take my action surge, clickety click, which gives me an additional action, which I am going to swing 2 more times. Ah, that's better.
That'll hit.
That's better.
Nice.
That almost makes up for it.
Oh man, I thought that was another roll. 14.
All right, and then I get one more swing here. Oh, this is blessed though. Hold on. So was the other one, but
That's 15. That'll hit.
that'll hit. Come on. All right. 9 more points.
Not bad at all. You can see that it feels like there should be more substance to her as you wail on her, but you can feel that it's doing something. You're accomplishing something, if only a little bit at a time.
Well, I'm kind of stupid enough to keep on swinging anyway. So, but for now, that is the end of my turn. So I will swing again later.
All right. Let's see. We will jump over to Maltark.
Okay. I hate to be a broken record, but I was really disappointed my catapult didn't work again. So I think I'm gonna come down here. Let's see, 30 feet, kind of in here somewhere, so I can get line of sight, maybe.
Yep. Yeah. The wall. What's left of that circular wall there is probably only about 3 feet tall.
All right. And yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna find a nice hunk of ruin and chuck it at Auntie. So that's a Dex 15.
Let's see.
Oh,
Natural 20.
God damn it.
And you can see she just sort of twists unnaturally again away from it. And the stone just sort of passing off into the gloom beyond. And you can hear it strike a tree.
Okay, that's it.
Mick's back up. Mick is going to... he's going to look around and sort of peer through the trees to see who's where. And then he's going to look over to Gloomy Steve through the trees, and he's going to cast a shatter over to catch the zombies in the woods there. So let's see. We'll do a blue circle for Gloomy Steve. 10 feet, give or take a little corner there. Catch both of them, and then they need to make con saves. It's one fail. One fail and one pass. For 11 thunder damage. You see the one on the top takes a good bit of shrapnel, but the one underneath sort of dives over the log and avoids the worst of it, bringing us down to Auntie. She's going to look back to Kaylin, and she's going to say, "You're persistent, aren't you?" And then she's going to put the claws on you here.
Not with a roll of 10,
on the
she's not.
first one. And oh man,
Not going to do it either.
no, 13.
Because I'm up on this wall, a little out of reach.
Second. Yeah, you can see her claws just sort of grind against the stone, and she misses you. And then she is going to, she is just going to walk away from you. So she's going to take an attack of opportunity as she just sort of strides up the hill. And you can hear her knees and bones sort of crackle and grind as she takes the 15-20 feet to Gloomy Steve in basically two big loping strides.
where does she hate
All
Gloomy
right.
Steve?
Here's my attack of opportunity. Oh, that's blessed too, though, isn't it? Because it's an attack.
Oh yeah.
Honest.
No, Gloomy Steve didn't get blessed.
Oh, there we go. There's a 16, which I'm assuming hits.
16 will hit, yes.
All right, let's do some more damage. Average. 9.
You can see it sort of bites her in the shoulder as she walks past. Bringing us to down to Gloomy Steve. Okay, so Gloomy Steve didn't roll yet. So we got to count his blessings. He is going to whip around to see Auntie sort of approaching, and then he will. He's going to disengage, bonus action disengage here, and just sort of spin around her, and then give her one of the short swords.
Like hand it to her?
Yeah.
Apparently.
right into her metally claws, and then he's gonna jump backwards as she twists the blade out of his hand, and he's gonna finish the rest of his movement, and then he's going to fire off a. Let's see. Now, if you get 2 attacks, can you do that with 2 different weapons? I think you can.
Hey, you can use your free action between, right?
if-
No. Oh no, 1 action, 2 attacks. Right? Go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say if they're each one-handed, yes. I don't think you can switch a two-handed weapon between 2 attacks.
But can you split your action and put a free action in between?
I don't believe so. No.
Because the whole action is 2 attacks, I think, right?
Well, you can
Mine's-
attack, you can move, and then you can attack again. I know you can do that, but I just don't know if you can do it with 2 weapons. I guess you could
So-
do 2 weapons if you had 2 weapons fighting with it. But yeah, maybe the one-handed, two-handed thing, you'd have to draw another weapon.
You can attack twice whenever you take the attack action. So there's an attack action, and there might be 2 attacks.
But you don't have to take them.
But
I thought thematically this was like, cross up and cross down.
That's
But
what
if
I
it's cross up, walk 5 feet away, and then cross down. That feels weird, but you're the
Agreed.
DM, so
You just have
however
to put a dramatic roll in it between the 2.
Right.
true. gotta do a
We'll
flip.
figure it out. Wait, 1 second. I'll move over here first. All right.
He pulls out. He leaves the long sword in his in Auntie Verda's grasp, and then he readies his crossbow for next time, loading another silver bolt in there. As we go back to Rayfos.
All right. Thor's hammer is going to keep chasing after Auntie.
All right. That'll hit.
Even without the boom. Yeah.
And this is force damage, right?
Force damage.
It's a heavy one.
11 points. Not too bad about
She's
that.
starting to look a little worn.
And then I am going to smack number 4 here. Zombie Knight number 4.
All right.
Can we do this? Oh, we can.
24.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
9 points of mace damage.
All right. So he's looking a little rougher.
That's me.
Excellent. Zombies.
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
I hate to metagame. There's a zombie I think you've forgotten last round, maybe the round before, down south.
He's having a picnic.
Oh yeah.
6.
Okay. Yeah, he struggled with the wall, but he's getting the Maltark now.
Sorry.
I
Teacher.
thought he was lazy, or didn't see me or something.
No, he was. He's the little glow in his eye had fallen back into his skull, and he spent the last turn trying to rattle it to the front to get it where he could see anything. But it sort of pops into place, and he charges Maltark here. Oops.
Oh, hey.
Nope,
Uh-oh.
didn't do that. Let's see. Everybody assume your position.
Man, that was a cool map transition there.
It was. Looks really good on the streaming view.
Let's see.
Maltark
I think
just moved, but the rest of us are where we're supposed to be, I think, right?
Yeah.
I moved Maltark over there, but yeah, not too far off from the stairs.
I was over here.
Okay. All right. So let's see. That's the zombies. That one's moved. This one's going to rush down the hill towards Mick. And this one's going to rush down the hill towards Kaylin. And then we'll try and go in order here. So we'll start with 4 and make our way over to 5, 6, and 7. So this guy's going to attack Rayfos. This is the farthest we've made it into a session without mispronouncing your name.
Thank
He's
you.
going to grab you.
Is he?
Still can't grab. You can see the fingers are mostly gone on one hand, and then he goes to grab you with the other hand, and the fingers are mostly gone on that one too. And then that's going to go to.
Why didn't you get turned? Sorry.
You see that his ears are also gone, so he can't hear you. Zombie Knight 5 is going to attack Mick. He doesn't. Oh no, this guy doesn't have his greatsword. That's the guy who lost it. So he's going to grab him.
Oh, Mick.
That one hits for 6 bludgeoning damage, and then he's going to bite him. He's been waiting several rounds to get a good bite in. And that one hits, and then he is going to do 7 points of damage. And you see some of the life force drained from poor Mick as the zombie looks a deal better.
Oh.
Gonna get a grab on Kalen here.
That is definitely not going to do it.
For a miss. And then another grab. 15.
That is also not going to do
Ooh,
it.
hit the
Oh,
crypt
no.
again. Let me get the crypt out of there.
I took a
Is that
note that we should have the ability to enable and disable that mode.
Let's see.
What mode is that? Is when
Just in general, that if we're in combat, like
Oh,
the
did that
fact that
bring
he's
it
hitting
up?
POIs accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to have a way to have it, I don't know. Prompt
is
if
that
you want
because
to
it's under
move, or-
character?
It was right in the middle on those stones there, so right in between all the characters.
Ah,
Tom's in charge.
interesting.
Okay, so the Zombie Knight by Maltark is going to get a great sword him. This guy's still got a sword, and he's not afraid to use it. For 21 to hit.
Yeah, it is.
That's the damage for grab, but it's the same. So it's slashing instead of bludgeoning. Is that right? Yeah. So 8
was
slashing.
that 9 points?
8.
8.
And then he's going to, in that same action, he's going to slash down, and then he's going to slash back up for 12 to hit.
12 just hits because I never cast
Oh.
my mage armor.
It's all right. One of these games you're going to get it for 9 points of damage.
That was unpleasant.
And then he's gonna laugh, and you can see that he's missing most of his lower jaw. So it's more like a clapping. Let's see. Is that all of them? This guy flees further into the wilderness. This guy already moved. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of them. Yeah. Okay, that's everybody. Background to Bandander, who is just going to continue to repeatedly stab this one.
I like that move.
So that's 1 hit. And then he's going to say, don't kill them. They're my ticket out of here. For 2 dagger hits. That's going to be 4 and 3. 6. So that makes for 10 total. So this one's looking pretty rough as his shoulder blade falls out. Sort of clinks down inside his armor like Plinko. Falls out of the bottom. Bring us to Kalen.
Well, although I'd like to continue pursuing Auntie there, I think I'm going to swing at zombie number 7 here. Maybe 13.
13 will hit.
Oh, I have
And you're blessed.
and my bless.
What do you hate being blessed?
What says blessed?
So you gotta check the box and then do roll.
It is checked. Whoops. Sorry, ignore that.
Oh,
it
Oh,
should
but I
just
have
be
to
a second
choose
hit.
roll. I have to choose roll from the drop down, not click on the thing. Even though blessed is checked, I can't click on the thing with the checked.
Correct. I'll take a note.
Okay. I am doing 9 points of damage.
all right.
Actually, I did roll that 20.
You did. You got 2 attacks.
So I
Oh,
get it. So that's actually 4D because it's double dice, but not double whatever. So that is an additional 18 points. 18 points of damage.
All right. We'll count that roll with the understanding that next turn every one of the enemies is going to crit.
I've noted
that
it
was
here.
that was a crit. I rolled a 20 plus 6.
It was, yeah.
I accidentally rolled, but I needed to roll anyway. So I don't. I'm more than happy to re-roll that if you think that's unfair.
Oh no. The
He's
die is
allowing it. He's just saying the rest of them are going to roll crits on their turn.
Oh, I see.
That's the
He is
trap.
predicting that, not
Correct.
You've broken the seal on the crits here. So
I see. Okay, I misunderstood.
There was a crit failure earlier, right?
that's true.
There
but those
was.
aren't fun. Oh, Kalen, was that everything?
That was everything. Yes.
Okay, you can see he's quite haggard, and he's gone from a nice, upstanding young undead to a shambling mass here. Bring us over to Maltark. Who's got your own zombie night problem?
Yeah, so we're gonna deal with this zombie. Trying the same trick that didn't work on Lady Verda. We're gonna do a second level catapult, just sort of force push the a brick off the ruin right onto him. So that's 15 dex.
Third time's the charm.
Hopefully.
This guy's terrible. So
Oh my god.
15 for a 13. You can see he starts to dive out of the way, and then his shin just cracks, and he stumbles, and it hits him.
You're good. You hit.
It hits him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 'cause he had a -2 as well.
He rolled a 15 for a total of 13.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my rolls are behind here.
If you, that's a bug we have right now. If you click them and clear them,
Yep.
then you'll see new rolls at the top.
Okay. Hey, I finally hit something. It's first time this combat I've hit something. Let's see. So that is going to be the second level is 48. I think. Let me just check.
48.
48. Quadruplets dozen.
$22 points of bludgeoning.
Oh man, he is nearly totally crushed beneath the crumbling masonry.
Nearly? Really? Nearly?
Nearly completely, but not totally.
Okay.
You can see the bits of him that weren't crushed continue to claw out of the pile after you.
I think that's all I got. Yeah, and I'm gonna stay put so I don't get an opportunity attack on me.
All right. Let's see. That brings us to Mick, and he's going to say, "Bend under dagger," and he throws in the same dagger that he was just stabbing him with, and then he is going to keep stabbing him. He only gets one stab though. For a 12 to hit will hit. Oops. For 4 points of damage. And then that brings us over to Auntie. She will does spiritual weapon get an attack of opportunity if she moves? Does that get a reaction?
It does not.
Okay.
I do not believe so.
All right. She's gonna look around at you guys, and then look at herself, and she's gonna just sort of take a few steps back and stand at the top of the hill, and look at the zombies sort of scrabbling to grab you. And she's gonna say, "This isn't over. This will never be over." And then she's just gonna sort of pick up her cloak and sort of toss it over her. And as she does, you can see like a doorway opening into like a shadowy darkness. And then as it passes over her, she just sort of disappears with like a lingering black mist in the air. And she vanishes for the moment. Bringing us down to Gloomy Steve.
For the moment.
Tom, you can new feature. You can right click on Gloomy Steve and say set current.
You can't.
Yeah, you can. You should be able to.
Is it just on players?
No. In the turn tracker.
Oh, okay. I was clicking on the token. Gloomy Steve. Set current turn. Look at that. Works like a charm.
I am.
And he's still blessed.
Yes.
He's going to say, "Finish these off. We need to get out of here." And he's going to take a step forward, and he's going to slash at. Oh no, he doesn't have a sword. Scratch that one. Unless it's the same bonus as the light crossbow. It's a little bit less. He'll stay back here, and he's going to shoot that one with a light crossbow. For some piercing damage. 9 piercing damage plus his busted sneak attack. Does he still have that? Yeah. That guy's in the way.
I thought I heard you say that was a silver tipped also last turn. I don't know if that matters.
Yes, it's silver tipped, but these guys, they don't know the difference. They're not smart enough to recognize silver. So it does full damage. Little else. This is 16. Yeah, we're gonna. That's this one sort of bursts into a little pile of bones and clatters to the ground. He's going to shout to the rest of you. He's going to say, "Stay in the sunlight," in his gloomy, gruff tone as we go to Rafos.
All right. The spiritual weapon can't be. It doesn't have any health, so a reaction to attack it doesn't matter. I don't think so.
Yep.
No. Hammer's going to come up here and swing at. So he can't make it to yours, Maltark, just FYI. So he's going to swing at mine. Hit. 19.
Little hit.
7 points.
7 points of damage will do it.
Yes.
This one succumbs to Thor's wrath.
All right, and I'm going to move to here or to here and smack at this guy.
Nice.
Oops. 18 will hit.
Well, you have a mace. Oh no, it was a maul that I had, not a mace.
Oh, 4 enormous points of
Everything
whatever
counts.
damage.
4 points is valid.
But I'll try to I'll try to make myself a target in front of Maltark.
All right. Zombie Knight. Zombie Knights. Like Boogie Knights. They're gonna look at you, and then they're gonna look at Maltark. Maltark, you weren't grappled, you were just great sworded, correct?
I don't believe I was grappled. No.
Okay. They're realizing that what parts they have left are not working for them. They're gonna reach out and grab you. And you can see them sort of chomping at the bit. So 15 hit.
That hits.
It's gonna be 8 damage.
Okay.
And then he's gonna bite you. For a 21 to hit.
Yeah. Maltark's going to take a little nap now.
All right. And then that one is 5 points.
I'm down.
All right. And he actually regains some health. So you can see he bites your finger off and he just sticks it onto his hand.
God damn it.
And then he groans and he grabs his greatsword up off the ground, just sort of casting Maltark aside and points at Rafos. The other zombie knight by Kalen tries to do the same, and he's going to go to grab him for an 8 to hit. And we'll get another grab. For 20 to hit on the second grab.
That does.
Okay, so you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he just sort of wraps his one freakishly long arm around you. And you look at him and you can see he's like a Frankenstein, and he's got one extra long arm and one extra short. So you are, is it grappled? That's a condition, right? Yeah, so you're grappled. And then there's just 2 of them left, right?
There's just 2 of them left.
Okay. Back to Bandander. He's going to say, "Mick, the dagger!" And Mick's gonna fling the dagger over to him, and then he's gonna rush over to the zombie knight, and he's gonna take some dagger stabs at him for a 7. and a 12. The 12 will hit. That's just dagger damage. So it's going to be 6. He chunks he slashes at him, and you can see the finger that he just put on there. As he puts up his hand to block, it knocks the finger off. And he returns to being bloodied. Going back down to Kalen.
Grapple just affects my speed, right? Nothing else?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, so. We will be swinging at Zombie Knight 7 here. Ooh!
Look
2
at
times
that.
in a game.
Yeah.
All right, so that is. Oh, and I didn't take my D4, Ben. I
You
apologize.
get a 30.
Why do you
Make
hate
it
being
work.
blessed? All my good work, and Maltark doesn't use any attacks that require attack rolls. You don't use your blessed.
Bandander didn't use it. 14.
All right, that's 14 for my first swing.
That's all it took. You can see you cleave through him, and the arm is still wrapped around you. But you turn back, and you can see the rest of him isn't, as he's blown to bits. And
right.
you can move and then take your next attack.
Did we decide that's okay? Ben feels like that's nuts.
No, that's okay. Switching weapons in between is not okay. So you
Okay,
can always
well,
attack and move and then attack again, because there's nothing there that says you have to take both of them at the same time.
I can attack twice whenever you take the attack action. If the DM says I can do it, then I'm going to do it. So I'm going to swing it number 6 here.
Yep. That wasn't the question we were posing before. That was whether it could be 2 different weapons.
I don't. I mean, obviously,
then,
Tom, you can. You're God in this world, so do whatever. But I'm just saying, thematically, I think if you had 2 creatures next to you, you could attack one, then the other. But moving in between or doing something else in between, taking a bonus action in the middle, seems like you're splitting up the action. The 2 attacks.
That's how I played. That's how
I
I DM, but I'm not DM, so I'm keeping.
Yeah,
my
you're
mouth
DM.
shut.
Tom,
we're gonna tag Jeremy Crawford in the post, and we'll have
There
him.
you go.
Is that Cindy's brother? I don't know.
Yeah. So what's the assessment on that? Can I it feels like I shouldn't be able to do that. You're gonna let me do it though?
Yes. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so. If you swing up, Kalen, as long as you move with the sword still up and then come down, I think it's
yeah. You got to keep it up the whole time you move.
All right. Yeah, and especially because it's swing up. Oh, that guy died. Okay, let me turn around and I'm going to run over to this guy instead.
Oh, look, 20 feet over there.
Ooh, I'll take it though. 14.
14 will hit.
And then I am going to take my second win.
That was the damage you're saying. That was
the damage. Sorry, it was 19 to hit and 14 damage.
Yeah, no, that'll do it. So you finish that killing blow, pause mid swing, and then back, and then the down swing knocks this one out as well.
Okay. The DM says it's okay. All right. Well, I was going to use my second win, but now I guess we'll see. Now that combat is probably over.
I know we're still in combat, but I will touch Maltark and cast Spare the Dying.
It's not your turn, though.
I don't know if you want him to do a death saving roll first, just for fun.
Let's see. Where is he in the? Yeah, let's do one just for fun. We can do that.
I'm up next.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a death save.
One success.
Better. The flying finger lands back on his knuckle, and you can see it's rotated just a little bit, but he looks good. He looks better. All right, so we will drop out of combat, but the sense of dread around you still hangs heavily. Let's see.
Yeah, Auntie might still be around here, but
so we'll switch back to standard mode now that combat has ended. And you can see Gloomy Steve, Bandander, and Mick all recoup. Bandander not noticing that Maltark went down just because he's worried about his friends.
All right.
Steve, did you We noticed you didn't come out when I seemed to indicate that it was safe. Did you know something we didn't know about those guys?
Because your friend is dying over there.
I spare the dying.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Is he breathing? Do they? Man, you guys are ice cold. No, I still think she's nearby. I don't think we should linger here.
All right, I will cast a healing. No, that's bonus. I'll do a cure wounds on Maltark as well.
All right. Maltark, you come to, but in the few seconds that you were out, you had terrible, terrible nightmares. Let's see. And dreadful visions. You witnessed dreadful, dreadful visions.
You know what? That happens every time Maltark sleeps, so he didn't even notice the difference.
10 points for Maltark.
10 points. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You see Gloomy Steve checks on his friends, and then he turns back to you guys and says, "If there's nothing else, I think we should get out of here. We've spent long enough in this forest."
All right, I agree. Where should we go?
He looks around and he says, "We need to find a clearing. I don't trust the shadows here. We must get into the open. There's still a zombie over there that's fleeing."
Before taking a single step, Maltark is casting Mage Armor on himself.
Good call. Good call.
Not making that mistake again.
Yeah.
Do you have any reason to linger here?
I'm assuming these guys had armor. You're saying, but nothing looks special, worth going through.
The armor on these things was it was all sort of fake. Once they transitioned from shiny looking knights to zombie looking knights, you can see it was all beat up and there was like rats' nests in it, and holes and stuff.
Gotcha. All right. No reason to linger for me.
All right. We'll hop back over to the regional map using, we'll do, you guys are more or less right about here. You're actually a little ways north, so we're using Gloomy Steve as the party marker.
Okay.
Yeah, which direction are you headed?
So they wanted to go north, right? That's where they were taking us, which wasn't
Yes.
really on the way to a city.
Yeah, you guys moved what, a few hours north?
From the train originally, you're saying, before they
Yes,
tried to sleep
yeah.
when they
So
found us?
you're into the woods through the tracks.
And I'm sorry, refresh my memory. We started at Long Tide and we're heading kind of northeastish.
Yes,
From
yeah.
the
The
train?
little black dotted line there is the approximate route
Train.
or path of the train tracks. The steam rail.
And it was going to take many miles, right? It would take us days to get to where the train was going to bring us.
Probably it was supposed to get there overnight. So on the train it would take less than a day to get there, but it would probably be maybe about a day's walk on a good road to get to the city. So you weren't far out.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should keep heading north until we get to a clearing, as Gloomy Steve said, and rest. I think Maltark could use some rest. We all could probably use a little rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although it's not that late in the day, right? Because we woke up after a long rest down in that catacomb area, whatever, and that's when this battle, when Kaylin started this whole thing. So we should
It's like 7:05 in the morning. Yeah.
right. Woke up at 7. Battle started at 7:03.
So that was about 6 rounds. So it has been 30 seconds since you walked out of the cave. 36 seconds.
So Maltark, why don't I throw a little more healthier way, and we can.
You can if you want. I got some temp hit points when I cast my Mage Armor, so even though I look bloodied, I'm actually okay.
You get temp hit points from Mage Armor?
Yeah, I have an arcane ward.
Oh, look at you. Look at
Abjuration.
you. Well, I'm still healing you some more. You got to take it.
Okay.
It's not optional healing.
I'm pretty sure you need consent.
All right.
Another
You've
10.
got your own. You've got a special roll just for you now.
Thank you.
All right. So traveling to the northeast in the direction of the tracks.
I mean, we're here for adventure, right? We took the train in order to make some money in this place that's full of riches. So it seems to me we should keep going that direction.
I would say
Makes
we
sense to me.
travel until early evening, and if we find a place to rest, that's great. I know we could all use a little bit of rest, and if necessary, I can. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I have my second wind. It's not a cast. Is that a spell? I don't know what second wind is. It's just a.
No, it's the class action. I think you just take a breath.
So I'm going to take my second wind here to heal myself 13
Not
points.
bad.
And because if we take a long rest, then it refreshes itself anyway. So I'm good to go for a while. But yeah,
All right.
whatever you guys want to do.
So we will say you press onwards to the northeast. The forest seems like it's never going to end, and then it does, and you end up in a sort of a rolling hills plain area. As you look down into this sort of small, or look up out of the valley that you're in towards the rolling hills, you can see the train tracks stretch off into a large plain, and there is a little village just beyond a river. So you come up over it, and yeah, you see a village and get to just about the village. We'll say you get to the river in front of the bridge before the village, and then we will go ahead and call it a night there because it's 10:34. And yeah, we'll pick it up there as you approach the village next time.
Sounds great.
All right.
Good.
Sounds good.
I have a few things from our thing here, and we can cut them off the stream if we want, or we can peel back the onion a little. So turn order is not shown in the stream. Should probably be an option.
Yeah.
Rolling for hidden characters. We talked about that. People asked for hidden rolls, so that would improve that. Dice roll timing. Dice are not hiding like they're supposed to. They're not. The mini die roller is not timing out. Tom clicked through POI a couple times, so you might want to try to protect that in some way so that it doesn't mess stuff up.
Yep.
Maybe an initiative in combat, it asks for a prompt or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then bless mode is still a little confusing. It's there on the right click, but you have to right click, choose bless, and then roll from there. Probably should be an option to enable it character wide.
Yeah, and I think a little icon next to some of your icons when you're blessed, so you know it's on or something. But yeah,
something better to do that.
Yep.
So that's what I have from tonight.
In addition, I have something where it would be nice to be able to drag to reorder actions, because my unarmed strike was at the top of my actions. It didn't originally, but when I got rid of one of my weapons, it became the top one, and I kept on wanting to click it instead of my greatsword. So
when you edit the character sheet, you're saying?
Yeah, so I ended up deleting my unarmed strike and adding it again because I wanted it at the bottom of the list. Not a big deal, but it'd be nice to be able to just move those. Yep. And I wondered if characters should appear over the shapes. It shouldn't appear over Fog of War, but when Tom, I think it was you, drew the square, everybody appeared underneath it, which seemed weird to me because there's no reason for anything to appear underneath that drawn shape.
I think that changed at one point. I think that changed because I think it used to be tokens above, but right, so Z order.
Z order. Yep, I think that just
tokens against.
And that's easy to fix.
It's not Fog of War. What do we call that?
It's in annotations, but it's drawn in the same layer as Fog of War, and I wonder if that's why it changed.
I don't think it is. There are two divs. Sorry, I don't. I think there are two divs. I think that's in a different div than the Fog of War.
Oh, actually, yeah. So the squares of the highlighting are actually just pure HTML, CSS.
Yep. So we just need to change the Z order of them.
Yeah, I can. It's easy to do. I had a note to do it.
Yep.
I think in the streaming view, having an offset to dice history, but that can be done through CSS. I'll probably put together a little cheat sheet of.
Well, I do think we could, if we wanted to, we can make that a separate layer at some point for OBS.
Sure. Yeah, I wonder if there's a performance issue with having too many browser sources, but I mean, shoot, it seems like separate it as much as we can and let the user decide how they want to recompose things in OBS. Because initiative order, it kind of feels like that's the sort of thing that definitely should be its own window, and you can decide how you want to present it.
Yeah, I can see in OBS that you have different scene for combat, and so in combat you lay that initiative order in a different.
Sure, or it just sits over the top of your map and only shows up when you're in combat. But the initiative order is going to be different than the in-game initiative order because we wouldn't show video; it would just be icons all the way down. So there's some work there, but But that's otherwise, my notes I think are the same as yours. Oh, the green ring I thought was a good idea. The green ring that rotates the other way, and maybe
beneficial conditions.
Beneficial conditions, and,
so as of right now, it's just manual entry, and then it doesn't save them. It doesn't add this to a list or anything, right?
Right, which I think is fine.
But it doesn't have a way to say is it good or bad.
So. Yeah. If it saved it, I mean, you could send it that way, but.
So yeah, I think we can let's brainstorm that a little bit. I like the idea of it. I just don't know. Like, I kind of feel like the way Ben has it with you can add a condition, but it doesn't really save. It's not sticky. It just is used. If you remove it, it goes away for good. Like and you have to type it in again. I think that's kind of perfect because it avoids having to worry about editing of it and deletion and renaming and all that. It works in a pinch, which is exactly what I think it needs.
Did we do away with the condition counter, condition value, or is that
that's there? But it's on that's part of the new feature for different rule sets, so it's only defined for Pathfinder.
Oh, okay.
But we can add blessed. We can add, now that we have our rule sets, we can add blessed. We could have the green or red, basically good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Or CSS value or something, and then we can just add blessed to a list for D&D or whatever, so that it shows properly.
I could see in the campaign you could maybe set a special conditions if you had house rules or something like that. There's a list of special conditions you could add for a campaign, and that would be the only place you'd be able to edit and change color or something like that. But we can brainstorm that too. But like I feel like none of that's absolutely necessary. The blessed thing is the only thing that I forget about it all the time. But definitely a flag thing.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So the only thing I think we have to fix before ASAP is the dice roll timing where it doesn't hide. That's the only big issue I think that we had tonight.
I think it does time out. It just takes a long time.
It doesn't. No, you're right. It probably does take a really long time because I just cranked the timer up because I was futzing with it, and I swear I thought I changed it back, and I must not have. So
I thought you did too, but I don't know if that got lost. I know. Oh, the other thing we need to look at, which was not from this game, was the foot filter disappeared.
Yeah, that was a weird one too.
I think we should get those two solved. I know we got a big release prepped. I think we should solve dice roll timing, possibly flip filter before doing that release.
Yep. Okay.
So, cool.
All
right. Session. Good stream. I don't know if people will see the end of it, but I hope people enjoyed seeing how we can stream, how easy it is to stream from Tabletop, and how, I don't know, we think it's pretty easy to play compared to some other VTTs out there.
Yeah. I think so too. As a guy who ran it, I think so too. I foresee a lot of start to finish complete watch throughs. So don't prove me wrong.
on 12x speed, but yeah.
Still counts.
All right.
Well, thanks for running it.
All right. Yep.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye.